Welcome to the nominee interviews for Epoch 7. With me today, I have Tailless. What's going on, my man?
What's up, TSG? How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Good. Tired, as we were discussing before, but pushing through, pushing through. All right, yo, I'm really excited to have you in the with us today. So let's not waste any time and jump straight into the questions. Does that sound
All right,
cool?
sounds good.
Sick. Awesome. So the first topic that we have today, man, is council compensation. It's a topic that isn't going away anytime soon, I can imagine. So with that in mind, what's your current take on the structure of the council pay, and what are your feelings on the IIP that's just passed, changing the payout from stablecoins back into ILV?
Well, the change going to ILV always a good one. I mean, having the switch tokens and everything just seemed kind of like a mess. And I seen a report from Danny saying that that's the way that he originally wanted it anyway. So sounds good to me on that. For council pay, I put out an idea out there about lowering it. Possibly determining having like a base pay and then determining how many hours you put in up to 10 hours a week, because I think that's an adequate amount for what the council's being asked to do on just community engagement. That's what they're being paid for, voting on IAPs, doing the bi-weekly meetings. I don't think it's too much to ask to do up to 10 hours a week. But if you're doing the bare minimum, you get the base pay, and then based on the hour you're doing, then you get paid off of those as well.
So more a KPI kind of thing, where you have your base pay, and if you meet those requirements of you, the prerequisites of this many meetings being met, that pay goes up.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yeah. I think it should be assumed that you're going to make. I mean, it's possible you don't make every meeting, but out of the 13, say in the 6-month period, since I'm just figuring that it's 13 meetings for the 26 weeks.
Yeah.
If you make 10, that should be adequate enough, as long as you have valid reason for missing. I mean, no big deal. So you get paid for those, and then I put in for IIP voting was you automatically got something. So it worked out to be like 105 ILV for the base pay.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, these numbers could obviously be redone and everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, we also have governance V2 coming in and a new pay structure, I would assume, is going to happen. So I mean, this idea is probably mute in the long run anyway.
Yep. Yeah, fair. What was the reception that you kind of got in the IIP post that you put out?
Well, when I first put it out, I got mixed reviews. Only one person responded to it, said it was a good idea, but obviously not many people were checking in the IIP chat, but that's fine. But I did get a couple DMs saying that the values were too low. So, I mean, I did start at like 35 ILV. So to be fair, yeah, it was really low, but I was just trying to get a system out there rather than an actual, these are the values that we needed to do.
Yeah, more the structure rather than the actual,
right.
the numbers themselves. Yeah. Now, interesting. So, based on, okay, I'll kind of put it like this. Based on your perception of what you're seeing the council members do today, and like you've kind of mentioned, we're not inside the council, so it's hard for us to make a fully accurate assumption here. But based on what you're seeing, do you think the current payout is too high, too low, adequate? What are your thoughts?
I would say a tad too high, but I'm, like I said, governance V2 is coming. We're gonna have a new pay structure. Let's get it going. I mean, it's looking good from everything.
I'm really excited for governance V2. So, all right, but okay. So the last thing about council compensation before we move on is this is a topic or a question that's been thrown to me by the community. Let's say you are elected. Would you personally be willing to forfeit your council pay for the good of the Illuvium runway?
I would honestly say no, because I mean, nobody's gonna validly work for free and put up a better effort into their work. I mean, you ask somebody to do something for you, do it for free versus being paid for it. Obviously, you're going to get better quality from being paid. But I would be willing to forego the pay until the end of the epoch, and then maybe sign something that says I'll stake it for a year, which is big for me because I'm not into the big staking protocol until there's another reason to be earning from the item that you're staking in. So once the game's out, I'm definitely staking because I'm going for revenue. But right now I'm just trading the ILV token.
Nah, fair play, fair play. All right. So let's say the next question now. In the last 6 months, how have you personally contributed to Illuvium, and why do you believe this contribution has been beneficial to the DAO?
Well, I've contributed a little bit money-wise because I have 3 lands, 3 tier 1s, one of each fuel, all in Crystal Shores.
Hey,
so
of course.
I'm hoping there's teleport points because I got one in the lower corner, I got one in the upper corner, and then one in the lower right corner. So that way, if we can teleport from our land into Crystal Shores, I'm set.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Yeah. Is there anything else additional to that as well?
I've contributed that way. I try to be in the Discord every day. If I don't say anything in the Discord, I'm still reading everything. And catching up on everything, but you'll just see me throw out an emote or something. But I'm in there every day. If I can help somebody, somebody new with anything, or if I see somebody that's asking a question that I know, even if I don't know, I mean, Rich is probably tired of me because I DM him a lot, asking stuff if I don't know. Since I started in the DAO about a year ago now, since December.
Yeah. Sorry, that's definitely mine and Rich's relationship as well. It's a lot of me bothering the DM. All right. So let's move on to the next question. And this one I'm actually very interested to see how you answer. So what do you believe is the unique value proposition that you can offer that separates you from the other nominees?
Just the amount of community engagement I give. Like just being in there every day. I'm not afraid to voice my opinion, even if people think it's dumb or they disagree. I'm still gonna obviously if it's dumb and it disagrees, I'm gonna listen and be like, all right, I see their point valid. All right, no biggie. I'm very open-minded. I mean, I talk to Venomore a lot about different stuff, and he counsels me every once in a while, like, maybe that's not a good idea. Don't bring that up.
Yeah, he definitely, Venomore definitely has a lot of conversations with people individually. I know that for a fact, yeah. The next question on this already regarding Governance V2. Governance V2 is closer than ever to being proposed. With that, you see as the major flaws of Governance V, how would you personally amend that in Governance V2?
Well, I think right now we're lacking total engagement with the community. I think, plus, you have 5 council members, and who do you go to for this problem? Who do you go to for that problem? Like, just differentiating, having Governance V2, having a set. All right, you're going to go to this person if there's a big gaming status that you want to change, and you're like, I have a great idea for Illuvium 0 on how to make adding certain skins to a free-to-play version, or something that I was thinking of, like Townstar does seasons. We could do that maybe on the free-to-play version of Illuvium 0, do something like that. But just being able to talk to the person that you need to actually get to is going to be huge for Governance V2. And then instead of just having one person from the team, Kieran, just mediating between the team and the council. Now, I think from what I heard, you're going to have more people on the inside being able to get everything to who needs to hear it.
So it sounds like the 2 biggest flaws from your perspective is, 1, the lack of community engagement and communication with the council, like that bridge between council and community. Yeah. And 2nd, the bridge between council and the team. So they're the two things that you would say.
Yeah, I think having more people talking to each other is always a good thing.
Yeah. Fair. Communication. Fair play. All right. So the question is, let's say you are elected, right? And let's say Governance V2 is approved, let's say 1 week or maybe 2 weeks into your term. Would you be willing to cut your term short in order to conduct a new election so we can transition into Governance V2, potentially risking your position on the council?
Absolutely. Yeah, no question about it. Governance V2 comes just behind the actual game being released. This is going to be huge for the DAO. At least that's what I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, having that for release, I think, is going to be the most important thing, other than Grant and Aaron just killing it and developing the game.
Yeah,
and the rest.
I
agree. I don't mean to cut anybody short. Obviously, there's other 160 people on the staff, so I don't want to cut anybody short. But just
everyone is working incredibly hard. Yeah,
right.
But no, I do agree. I think that Governance V2 should be implemented way before the game actually comes out, so we're actually able to test it out and get all the teething problems out before we go full speed. But all right, so this has been a very interesting question that like conversation, I'd say, that's been coming up, and that's the responsibilities and duties of a council member. It seems like there's not enough transparency based on the conversations I'm having and hearing. It seems like the wider community is unaware of exactly what the council is actually doing. So with that in mind, if you had to formally write an IIP to clarify what a council member's duties are, what the time commitments are, what your expectations of a council member what would be included in that IIP?
Well, I would say, first of all, it's a part-time gig, so nothing above 10 hours, I think, is too much to ask. A lot of community engagement. I think you should be in there every day, talking to somebody. I mean, some days are a lot more boring than others, and inside the Illuvium chat. But yeah, he's trying to peek up in here. This is my little Lynx cat. This is Kitty Hawk.
What's happening?
But yeah, just getting community engagement is the biggest thing. I think that's the most important thing for the council members. And like I keep harping on, I think Governance V2 is going to cover all that. But I also think that having a brief description of what you do, maybe monthly, could be a good idea too. Maybe like an email, send out an email for people that are interested in governance chats or stuff like that.
Yeah. Fair. All right. And the last question I'm going to throw to you, man, is this conversation that we're having about Illuvitas, revenue distribution, and the runway, right? What are your thoughts on that conversation that's going on right now about potentially changing the revenue that we generate through Illuvitas and transitioning that, putting that back into the runway rather than distributing that as rev is? What are your thoughts on that? I'm going to leave that open. Play with that however you want.
Personally, I think it's not my place because I'm not, like I said, I'm not a staker. I'm going to stake 1 ILV so that way I have a vote in the council elections. But until the game releases, I'm not staking. But if to voice my opinion, I would say that it's a great idea. I mean, Kieran doesn't believe that we need to have more money for the runway, but we've also said that if the team feels that they need it, let's err on the side of caution and get them the safety that they need. So I would say, I know there's a few ideas out there with doing 10 million up to 100% revenue and then 50% up to for the extra 10 to make it 20 total. We could also do something like a DAO loan where we take that money from the Illuvitar sale, put it on the side. If we need it, we use it. If we don't need it, we give it out. But keep firm accounting of what we do use, and then when revenue is coming in, we have some extra money. pay it back.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the side that Kieran's on as well. Keeping it aside, not using it straight away, but just keeping it there, and if it's needed, use it, so on and so forth. And if we don't, put it back out to as revenue distribution. I do believe that's his thought as well. So it sounds like both of you guys are aligned on that. All right, Tailless, man, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down and answer these questions. You kind of knocked it all out pretty quickly. Before we go, is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to do to close this out?
No. I try to go TSG 2 times speed, right? That's what you're always on. You're always on TSG 2 times speed.
Yo, that's great. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing.
Scoriox is running at 0.5. I got to turn that thing up to like ×4 to keep him up with you.
That's crazy. Nah, I appreciate you. And for anyone that wants to ask any questions, just ping Tailless in Discord. I'm sure he's more than happy to have a chat and some questions. And for everyone that is watching right now, I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you follow this channel for more governance. We're now starting to stream the overworld, so definitely follow this channel. You don't want to miss out. This is where all the fun is going to be. So I appreciate you guys. Peace out.